Why you gotta be so rude? I'm gonna marry you anyway. Anyway, hello! My name is Jeffrey. I'm going to do the Reader's Confession tag for you guys today because I have a lot of things to confess. And it was created by Bookish Cinders. So thank you, Bookish Cinders, for creating this because it really spoke to me. Alright, question number 1. Have you ever damaged your own book? Duh. Let me see here. I've got, obviously, Harry Potter. This is one of the few books I've actually read more than once. And one of those readings was, it was in a jacuzzi, don't ask why, but I accidentally dropped it in the jacuzzi and got all the pages and worked. So yes, definitely destroyed that. Also, my favorite book, The Hobbit. I like to highlight and stuff, but this is excessive amounts of highlighting. And I did it so I could read it to my niece and my nephew. Because there's a lot of boring parts, so I just highlighted the boring parts that need cut out and just stuck to the action for them to stay interested, because it is a fantastic book. Question number 2. Have you ever damaged a borrowed book? Probably. I don't know, I guess. I suspect so, yes. Question number 3. How long does it take you to read a book? Okay. I'm a very slow reader. Yes, it's true. The rumors are true. I read about as fast as someone can speak, because when I read I like to hear it in my head, and that's just how fast my brain can process what's going on. I don't know how people can manage to read faster than that. Do you hear it in your head, or do you just, someone speaking so fast? I don't really know. So, to read a whole book, it would probably take me a week. Well, let's see. The most recent book I read was The Catcher in the Rye, and that took me 4 days, I think. But it's a pretty short book. Question number 4. Books you haven't finished. Jesus. Definitely more than I have finished. I can't even list them all. Let's see what I have here in my pile. Drum roll, please. Lord of the Rings. I was kind of digging it. There's just a lot to get through. A lot more than I knew about, because none of it was in the movie. So I got up to the Council of Elrond, and they just kept talking and talking and talking, and then I fell asleep and never picked it up again. So I'm going to finish it eventually someday. It's not just the bad ones I can't finish, it's the good ones too. So I talked about this in my last video, The Name of the Wind. I only got this far because it was just so good, and I wanted to exactly write a story like this. So I had to stop because I had other priorities at the time. So when I plan on writing a medieval fantasy book, I'm going to finish this so that I can feel all the feels and be so inspired, and it will be great. But then of course there's the books you don't finish because they're absolutely terrible, like this one. I picked this up because it's young adult, middle grade, urban fantasy. I don't know, the cover just caught me because it was shiny, but it is god-awful. I feel bad talking bad about other writers, but this is the most cliche-ridden thing. It just pisses me off because, it took me a long time to get the attention of publishers, and this... Meanwhile, this stuff is on the market, and people think it's good. And question number 5 is popular books you didn't like. This is popular still, for some fucking reason. I could make a video about how much I hated this just on myself, just on its own. Cliche dialogue, cliche characters, not even that exciting, not even that interesting action, So if you want to hear me tear an asshole through this book, leave a comment and maybe I'll do it. Question 6. Classics you did not enjoy. I love classics, I really do. Milton's Paradise Lost, the Iliad, the Odyssey, everything Shakespeare ever wrote. John Donne is my favorite author ever. Yeah, so there isn't too much that I don't like, but I'm not too killer on Fitzgerald. Is that weird? That's probably a sin, but whatever. This is a confessions tag, leave me alone. But only for the reason that they made us read him in high school. So, The Great Gatsby is what I'm talking about, obviously. So here I am, a 15, 16-year-old, reading about all these old rich people in the 20s spending money on things and having parties. It's just like, I didn't relate to it at all, which is really important when you're a 15-year-old that doesn't really like reading that much. It's important to identify with characters. So I just absolutely hated it. I didn't get through it, and yada yada yada. I mean, I've since seen the movie and I absolutely loved that. So I know it's a good story, I just didn't care for the books. Maybe I'll read it again one day, who knows. Question 7, books you bought for the intellectualness. I mean, like, I love classics, so it's kind of hard to say that I just bought it to look smart, because I actually do like it. I don't know, I don't really do that. I know poser girl, I is who I is. And the last question, question 8, books you borrowed and never gave back. I don't really borrow books, but, well, I mean, people give them to me since, you know, oh, you're a writer, here, read this book, you'll love it. I'm like, I'm really not that kind of guy. My friend gave me this super sad true love story, never gave it back, never even read it. I mean, I tried, but once he described his face as like the bow of a boat, that's all it took for me to get out. Like the bow of a boat, really. So I just kept picturing him having a Titanic on his face. I don't know, I guess I read too much fantasy. Anyway, that's the end of the tag. I want to tag my new BookTube friends to do this too. Oh, it's Mandy, The Book Archer, Victoria Harris, Namisha, and I also want to tag Shout At Me because I really like her videos and she hasn't made anything in a while and I just want to give her a nudge. So yeah. I will see you guys real soon. I can't believe how many times I've dropped this. I have literally dropped this phone 4 times within the filming of this video and it is still perfectly fine. I don't know what everyone's complaining about bending and whatnot. Whoa.